Hello and welcome to just a mock-up version of the aftermath. It's Crisandro, of course, and I'm at home. I didn't go to the Leeds game. Nothing about it really interested me. We weren't in the control of our destiny. We weren't going to qualify for Europe. Well, we were going to qualify for Europe based on other results, and I had a fun time at the women's game yesterday, and that video will be coming, but there is just an issue with my laptop at the moment. So hopefully we'll try and get it all done on Monday and be out by Monday afternoon. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But that was a good game at Dagenham's Chigwell Construction Stadium. Finished 2-2 in the end, and it was a case of we already were safe. So were West Ham. Both teams were struggling to find victories, and and yeah, but and we both finished with a point, a good London derby. But I wanted to talk about the Leeds Spurs game. They finished 4-1 to Spurs, so we relegated Leeds. Basically, they had to get a better result than Everton, and obviously Everton, I think, were 2 points above them anyway, or a point above them, one of the two. So it was just watching Lucas Moura getting yeah, I'm just reliving it again, just getting a standing, well, not standing on people's shoulders after that goal. We won 4-1, and it was a good performance. I mean, we say probably our better performance. I would say it was a great performance because defensively we were shocking throughout, absolutely shocking. Imagine trying to kick a ball forward, but you're so damn panicked that you somehow hoik the ball behind you. That happened 2 or 3 times in that first half. And we scored after just 2 minutes. Harry Kane, lovely, sexy football move, and he finished it off. It was a rousing atmosphere, really. Leeds fans really getting behind their team to start with, and and that. I mean, Leeds had a lot of the ball, and I wouldn't say they pummeled us with shots. They had a fair amount. Must have had like 12, 13 shots, only one on target. Every shot was either going wide or a header going. I mean, they had a chance literally 30 seconds after we scored. I want to say it was Jack Harrison that had the opportunity, and it wasn't even on target. He just headed it, diving header all the way wide. Easy to get on target. He punched the ground in anger. Other opportunities. I mean, Jack Jack Harrison again. I can't remember the name of their midfielder, but he had lots of opportunities. Trust me, and Forster only had to make one save. I mean, Sanchez did actually get a couple of blocks in. Did very well stopping a few times. Davis as well, and so they had a lot of the ball, but it really didn't work our goalkeeper or defence that much. It was just like I even wrote on the group, I wrote on Twitter as well, that facing Leeds' attack is akin to just facing the stormtroopers from Star Wars. They can shoot and shoot and shoot, but they're not hitting the target. That's how it was with Leeds. Second half, we started off well again, very well again. Pedro Porro, a lovely football move again. Pedro Porro out wide on the right. Scoring, lovely finish, making it 2-0, and have to say that it kind of looked like we were cruising. Then Leeds made some changes. They had a couple of opportunities again. I say again because again not even hitting the target. Rodrigo had I think a header that went over. He had a shot as well that went over. It was just it was just literally just kind of like sitting there facing the stormtroopers, just shooting and shooting, and nothing was happening. They did get a goal back. It was Jack Harrison that scored, making it 2-1. But then, literally within 20 seconds, maybe about 30 seconds of the restart, there was 3-1 down. Harry Kane getting his second of the game. Nice move again, nice finish. This one with his left foot. And that's it, we silenced the crowd again because they were all up for it. I mean, there were boos at half time when, and then the boos again when we made it 2-0. So the Leeds fans getting a bit frustrated. It's weird, they were actually singing sack the board at one point. I guess they're having a few issues that they were trying to address. Obviously, Spurs fans that were there, I don't know if it was all of it, but it was kind of loud on the TV, singing "We Want Levy Out," whatever. And then, we just kind of, and we generally just kind of kept it quiet, kept it cool, kept it chill. And then we brought in a couple of youngsters. George Abbott was, you know, great player. I mean, the first thing he did was absolutely total. One of their midfielders, was it Vobers? Can't remember the name now. Absolutely just kicked as the move was progressing. Went further up the pitch. They then put a cross in, and it was Abbott again who stuck a foot out and stopped Rodrigo from having a decent shot. So he put himself about, but did very, very well. Yeah, I can't think highly enough of the lad. Did very, very well. So he's one to look out for if we implement what I think we should be implementing at Spurs in the summer. That is a academy-friendly approach, but it is what it is. But then comes Lucas on for his last game in Spurs colours, and wow, what a goal! What a goal! Let me take you back to July 1986 in the Azteca Stadium in Mexico City. Maradona had just initially, 4 minutes before, had just cheated by handling the ball into the net, and then Jorge Burruchaga picks up the ball, passes it slightly behind Maradona. He then does the drag back and then gets past, I won't say Ray Wilkinson at that point, well, my memory is kind of dodgy at this point, and then drags back and then knocks it past, and then on he goes. So he went past 2 players there, and he gets past the third, which I think was Gary Stephen. And then he went past the fourth, which was I want to say Terry Butcher, and then he completely and utterly foxes Peter Shilton, who was bumbling anyway, and then he just knocks it into the net. Greatest goal of all time, apparently. Lucas Moura did something similar. He brings the ball down. I just trying to remember the players that he went past, but then he went past one player, and then arrowed in on goal. Just did a little jink, went past 2, past 3, gets in front of the defender there, and then he has, is it Meslier that was in goal? I think that's something. Oh no, it was Joel. I can't remember his name. And he just makes sure that it goes one way, and then he just flicks into the other side of the net. It was absolutely fantastic. I was screaming the house down. I'm sure the neighbours would be wondering what the hell was going on. It was amazing, and what a way to say goodbye to Spurs, to say goodbye to his, to the number of years he's been at the club. I mean, we'll all remember him. I mean, he hasn't had the best of times in the last couple of games, getting sent off and then handing Liverpool a goal. But and he hasn't actually scored at that point for 37 games. So, but we will remember him fondly. For those of us who were there, I mean, those of us who would have seen the video on this channel of me in Amsterdam watching that goal go, watching his hat trick as he comes on at half time at 2-0 down against Ajax, 3-0 down on aggregate, and he gets to work, and 3 fantastic goals to pull us back, and it's just a shame that he didn't get to start the final. That's literally all it is. Just it would have been fitting, really, and I'm sure if it did, who knows, we might still not have won it, but at least it would have been a player who knew what he was fighting for. But in the end, it was just meant to feel like it was just a bit part player, and I guess that's kind of like what the mood has been like since. I know he had he scored 2 goals with Manchester United the following season at Old Trafford. But the goals and assists have been few and far between. But that was such a cracking goal from him, and that will be remembered. I'm gonna try and clip it if I can somehow, because I'm gonna keep that. That's gonna be the new avatar for this channel, for the Facebook page, for the Twitter page, for all of it. It's an amazing goal, and thank you, Lucas. It was put up on everyone's shoulders afterwards, and well deserved. We won 4-1 in the end, and they're just focusing on Kane. I guess they're going to talk about him leaving, whatever. And it is, thank you for the memories, Lucas, and good luck in your endeavours and in the next chapter of your life, sporting life. And well, it is what it is. We win 4-1, but Aston Villa won 2-1 against Brighton. So that means that they are going into Europe. They'll be qualifying for the Europa Conference League, and we'll have to sit the season out. No Europe for us, and that has angered me beyond comprehension. And it is what it is. But as I said in the group, now we have to get organised. We have to do what we needed to have done a couple of years ago. From 2019, we have to get right back to basics. You have to scrap this project and start again. Whatever the hell we were doing the last 3 or 4 years, we have to scrap it. And we have to get the manager in, who's a project manager. I mean, there's talks about Andrew Postecoglou, the Celtic manager. So he's a big project manager. Happy with that. I mean, Arne Slot, that's not going anywhere. I mean, he's signing a new contract at Feyenoord. It looks like we've already been talking to him. Jabi Alonso has gone. Julian Nagelsmann had turned us down, or we turned him down. But it seems that things. I mean, you believe the press that we're still trying to engage in talks. I'm not going to listen to anything. I'm just going to kind of close down now and just chill and relax. We got Singapore coming in a couple of months' time, and that's going to be the acid test to see where we are. Well, in a couple of weeks' time, I'm not quite sure of the date yet, but a few of us will get together and actually have a little chat to see what we think about this season. But and now we kind of view the season really, how it's all gone. Whether it could have gone any better, or even it could have gone any worse and we're just lucky. Who knows? I mean, at this point in time, I'm just kind of done now with the campaign. It is a case now. We just have to get back to basics. Like I said in the group, we have to try and get the project manager in, get the DOF in as well, because they need to work in tandem. And we need to have a plan. We need to involve a lot more of the academy players. We need to start from basic, because we haven't got any European football. We're not going to attract any player that's looking to come over now. It's going to be a case of bringing it through the academy, starting from scratch. It may be a bumpy road next season, but at least we have them bedded in to how we want them to play, and then they build the confidence, and then we start picking things up. But you know, the way that Arsenal have I mean, I know a lot of Spurs fans are obsessed with Arsenal, so here it is. The way Arsenal have been the last 4 years with the Mikel Arteta, that is what we have to do. We have to get back to basics. We have to bring in a lot more of the youth, and to wheel and deal, get the kind of players that will actually get us, actually encourage the younger players to actually make that step up. We need to do that. We need to actually get that level into the team and actually bring the youth up, bring in experienced players that will actually help bring the youth up, and then we build and we build. Next season, if we do that way, next season will be choppy. We need to get rid of a lot of the players as well that are in the club that we're not going to use. The players that are out on loan that, you know, I'm not even setting the host teams alight. You know, we want to get rid of all the players, even if no one wants to buy them. Just get rid of them. We need to have a new focus, and that is exactly what we need to do. And so once we do that, like I said, the first season could be choppy. Second season, maybe choppy still. Third season is when we're going to start seeing results. Bringing in some academy players, bedding them in, get players, experienced players that will help bring them along, a few at a time every season. And then the fourth season, who knows, we could be challenging. If we have the right project manager at the helm who can actually do that, then there's no reason why we can't be up there challenging. I'm not saying we're going to win it, because I know a lot of people just willfully misinterprets or misconstrue everything that's said on the internet. I'm not going to say that we win it. I'm saying that we could challenge, and I'm saying that we should challenge based on if we have a decent long-term plan in place that's going to involve a project manager given the time and given the tools and given the space to do what he can do. I mean, Andrew Postecoglou, I mean, I know a lot of people are just going to diss him straight away, but he's had the success up in in Australia with Brisbane Roar, I think it was. He had a success there. He went to Japan. He had a success there as well with Yokohama Flugels. I think they're a Tokyo-based side, or are they a suburb outside Tokyo? I can't remember, but that's where they are based. He's had a success there. He's gone to Celtic. And, you know, people could say what they want about the league as well. I mean, they can be as disrespectful to the Scottish League as they want, but he's had the success there, and he's won another title with Celtic, and they just keep winning titles while he's there. You know, they could talk about it being a 2-team league, but still Celtic keep winning. So what does that tell you? Bayern Munich, they say there's a 3-team or a 4-team league over there. They still keep winning. So I don't want to hear any rubbish about it being a farmers' league or any kind of disrespectful crap that people want to come out with. He knows how to instill inside into a team the minerals that they need to actually be a success. And it's never enters their head that they could just fall away. It's always right in there. They always aim for the top, and that's literally all they aim for. That's literally it. And so, if it's going to be Postecoglou, because they're talking about it quite strongly, then fair enough. If there's going to be Nagelsmann, then fair enough. He knows how to. He's a project manager as well. If it's going to be Brendan Rodgers, he's a project manager as well. It is what it is. But as long as they have a manager and a DOF in there, and they give them they give them everything, give them the tools that they need to bring the team up. And I'm not talking about throw money out there. That actually seems to be the way people like to interpret. Give them everything they need. Say yes, this, that, and the other. I mean, it's just crazy, really, at this point. But when I say give them the tools that they need, because that's what the committee is there for. So they need to sit down and they need to discuss this and get it all in place in time for July when the window opens, and then we can start putting things together, getting a plan in place to get the players in that we need, to get rid of the players that we don't want, and to bring through the academy players that will actually help us. It's not a case of me trying to make it sound simple. There is no simplicity. I mean, a lot of fans out there are just saying, this is what you just need to do, right? Facts, end of. There's no simple remedy to all of this. It takes time. And that is where a lot of Spurs fans fall back. There's a lot of impatience. To a degree, I can understand it, but for the most part, no, I can't. Because now we need to have the patience, because this is going to be a long road if they want to do it properly. And that's where it's going to be. But it is a case now that we have to get the ball rolling, have everything in place now. The season is finished in England now, or in the Premier League, I should say. It's finished in most of Europe. We have to get things in place now, and to ensure that come January the 1st, when the window opens, we have a plan. But, at least we end the season on the high. We ended the season in the same way that we started the season, with a very dodgy 4-1 win. So it's come full circle. It's nice and symmetrical, really. So, yeah, that's it. The season's done. The women stave off relegation, and end with a creditable away draw away at West Ham. The men fail in their bid to get Europe, and end the season with a very good 4-1 win. It's not been a good season throughout for either. Even the kids, the under 17s and under 18s got relegated. The academy got relegated, but at the same time, the under 17s and under 18s won the Premier League cups. It's tough being a Spurs fan, isn't it? But thank you again for watching. It's been great to see. It's been great going to all these new places. Together we've been to 10 new stadiums, and we've seen some good stuff. We've had some laughs. We have had a bit of fun. We've seen some good football, but we've also seen some sides that we really don't want to be associated with Spurs again. And also, for the men and for the women, there's no European football, so we have to concentrate on the domestic side. But it's a case of, for both sides, for both the men and the women, we need to sort out the management. We need to get that in place, and then hopefully, come July, we have a plan in place to get Spurs and both codes moving up the table and moving in the right direction. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the comments as well. And we do it all again in July. Up the Spurs. Come on, you Spurs. You all take care.